And it's funny because breaking into that, you get, it's hard to even break
Wow.
into the commercial market. Yeah.
That's why I have.
You gotta break in, kicking and screaming. Yeah, that's how you come into that market. So we all introduced ourselves. I'm gonna have to put you on the spot because you just showed up.
Yeah.
I'm Frank Godfrey. I'm the co-facilitator of this meetup, Bridge Upper Marlboro. This is Victor Chopra. I'm a full-time realtor, investor, been in the market or in the business since '91. And Victor is a
Investor lender for since 2009. 9 years.
9 years, there we go, 2000. And your name?
My name is Roland Chang.
Okay.
I'm based off in Virginia, so, but I'm a rehabber, and I've been in this business for a couple of years.
Excellent.
Yeah, and right now I have a few projects going on right now.
Excellent. What's your goal for this year? How many projects?
8.
Nice. Welcome. Welcome. And we just got started. I talked a lot about some of our other things that are going on first. So what is my message? This is extremely important. Your message needs to be, you said Instagram, your cards, your message. I don't even really care what the message is. It's got to be the same everywhere because people aren't going to be sure what you're selling or what you're doing if you change it everywhere. So what's funny to me is that I know we like to have many streams of income. However, if I search your name, real estate, it needs to all be the same. Now, if I just search your name and you're selling Avon, Girl Scout cookies, cars, weeds, whatever you say, if it's all, it starts with, okay, what are you actually doing? So make sure that you beat social media up with what your brand is, because social media will put you up higher in the rankings. When people actually search, your first 2 pages should be all about real estate, because this is the more profitable one. So your business cards, website, email, profiles, social media. So how many folks in here have business cards? Show of hands. Keep your hands up. Get them up high. That was everybody. Uh-oh. Brand new ones. We're going to get you some business cards by next month. So how many people in here have, this is the easier one, email profiles that also still say what's on your business card? Yes, we still have most of the hands up. How many people in here have a website that is your business page, not your, okay, very good. That was like all the hands stayed up. That was good, that was good. That's a short hand up there, you still up? And how about, how do you communicate on social media? Half the hands went down. So social media is where the internet, this is, how many cards can you pass out? How many did you pass out today?
10.
10. So is your website live right now?
Yes.
How many people do you think have the capacity to view this evening if you posted something? Okay, let's just say a lot more than 10. Okay, so this is your business card on the internet. This is your business card when you communicate with people on the internet and have a business card and you email back and forth and tell them. So it all needs to be the same. However, this is where people like to play. And if you play here well, you make a lot of money in real estate. You have to be able to play on social media real well. And that includes, number one, the hashtags, absolutely. What's the 800-pound gorilla? It's Facebook. I'm sorry to say it is Facebook. It might not be here forever. However, it is the one where you have to have a business page right now. And as long as it controls communication of all the others, it's like the ring that controls them all. You've got to have a Facebook business page. What's number 2?
More LinkedIn. Or bigger pockets.
Bigger pockets. So LinkedIn from a business sense. Play sense, LinkedIn, you should definitely have your profile on LinkedIn. And it should be real estate based. So from LinkedIn, we're gonna say LinkedIn's number 1 business, Facebook's number 1 play. You know, that's more social than. So what's number 2? Instagram's about number 3 or 4. It's number 2, YouTube. YouTube, everyone has to have a YouTube channel. YouTube is the #1 search engine on the internet because it's got videos, and videos put you way ahead of words. So from an SEO, search engine optimization, you want videos of you doing the thing you say you do, or just videos of you talking about doing the things you do, videos of other people doing the things that you do. YouTube. So make sure that you've got Facebook and YouTube, and then all the others kind of jumble it together. However, you definitely want to have it in Instagram account, and there you can play big time with photos and links, hashtags. The hashtags are extremely important because that's how you're searchable. What's something else? Twitter. So Twitter is where you talk. Twitter is real easy to talk from Facebook to everything else. And you always at yourself and everything, so everything comes back to you. What I was doing for a while, I kind of stopped doing it, is about once a week, I would go in and look at the trending, and if there was anything fun and trendy, I would always go say it and then put my website in. Because now I'm in the most trending thing on Twitter, and I put my website. And there's gonna be a lot of people that just like, retweet. And you might get 50, 20, 200, and that just went out to their entire database. So the other ones are Tumblr, Snapchat. Snapchat's too hidden to be searchable. I like the searchable stuff. I'm missing something. Pinterest. So Pinterest, you could literally have a real estate Pinterest page that has all of your listings individually. And that could be where you show all of your houses, kind of like Tumblr has. You got your own Tumblr portfolio for every single property. I'm trying to think of my signature in your 6. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, and
something with a 4 in it? I just heard about that.
not Foursquare.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, that used to be cool. We had to look at my signature right quick. We're missing one. However, we hit the most important one. So the most important thing is that it's all got to sound the same, look the same. It's all got to direct people back to the thing that's most important. And maybe that's a landing page. Maybe that's your hottest properties, your bio. Make sure that everything directs back to the most things you do. Yes.
So you mentioned bios, and that's something that I'm struggling with because I don't have a portfolio to, present yet. So how do you suggest we, beef up ourselves and, promote ourselves, but, have any assets?
All right. So anybody got that answer? She answered it already, actually. She said we.
Right.
We. Flip it from I don't.
So whatever
We
you have
never
access
done
to.
we. You have a team.
Right.
We. You also have a team. We. So you can say we, turned 5 properties last month. We're currently looking for 18. Be a we. Be big. You want to come through kicking and screaming? Tell people that your investor group is looking to close 100+ transactions this year. Talk like that. Be like that.
You have to come.
Absolutely. I just gave it to you. That's yours. Take it. So prospecting, marketing, and networking. This is the 3 ways to generate leads. Prospecting, marketing, or networking. Which one costs you the least amount of money? Networking. This is networking. How much it costs you other than some time? Going into rooms like this is networking. So prospecting, MLS, Craigslist, door-to-door, calls. That's your face-to-face. You're meeting people, you're getting contact information, you're going out and doing something. So prospecting is a great way to spend your time. in doing what it is you do. However, it does take a lot of time. Prospecting takes time. Part of what we're gonna be doing in our training is a lot of prospecting because most people think real estate is easy. Anybody think that? Okay, sorry, talking to the wrong room. We can make it much easier by doing the things that we're good at and hiring people to do the things that they're good at that we just not good at. You know, hiring the right people to write our offers, to go look at hiring a contractor. You don't need to be the contractor. Find a good contractor. Get them out there to vet the property for you. Hiring the right title company. Hiring the right. And until you're all those pieces, and you never need to be all the pieces, find those people that can help you do that. However, prospecting, that's your driving for dollars. No, that's marketing. Prospecting costs you really absolutely nothing. You pick up the phone and call a list, not to pay for the list, it costs you something. Anybody else got some good prospecting, courthouse or good property? The key is that you're doing something direct. Now, at the courthouse, you could get information that you then have to direct mail. Marketing costs money. So for most folks, you're not trying to spend money to do anything that you're trying to do. There's no need to spend money when you don't have money, number one. And to me, that's a better return. This is a quicker return. When you go knock on doors, you'll learn that it takes you 100 doors to get one closed transaction. You just got to get through 100, let's say 100 no's. You just got to get through 100 no's, because with every 100 no's, you got 15 yeses, and those 15 yeses turned into 5 actual appointments, and 5 appointments turned into 1 actual transaction. You got a question?
See, mine advances this already, but out of all the various ways that you can do prospecting, do you think there's one that's better than the other?
It's what you're good at. So prospecting, you're gonna find, like, maybe you don't have access to MLS. All right? Craigslist somehow is back on the map, and Craigslist might work. I haven't used Craigslist since it became spammy. However, I've got clients that are using Craigslist and it's working well. You may not be good at cold calling. Are you good at cold calling?
Now I am.
There we go. Now you are. Nobody likes cold calling. Do you like the people that cold call you?
No.
I mean, I'm so good at taking those calls. And did you know now you can press 9 and you're automatically put on a do not call list for that person? It literally goes and it hangs up on them and it puts you on the do not call list. I just learned that. It's a life hack. My baby girl was watching that stuff online all the time. So she taught me something. Did you have something?
No, I was like, thanks for that.
Yeah.
What do you sell for?
The past
On your cell phone,
January,
yeah.
like, yeah, all of a sudden,
Does it work
it's
on
an
your cell
influx.
phone too?
It works on your cell phone. You hit the number 9, and it basically hangs up on it. Now, if it doesn't, don't blame me.
Right.
Maybe they called through something else. However, that's a new do not call auto list thing. Of course, you can also put yourself on the do not call list, and they can't call you. But we call you.
Right.
Which is I call everyone on the do not call list at the right time. I don't call them after 9. It's like, I didn't know. It's hard for me to see the word do not call. I thought that meant call. I thought you were talking about everyone else. And for those that are watching this on video, I don't do that. No. The door to door, knocking door to door. Who likes doing that? Anybody? Nobody likes doing it.
Actually, I do, because I like the face-to-face.
The
That's
face-to-face.
why the cold call was hard for me. I like
Because
going
it's
out
real
and
easy to
meeting-
hang up.
Yeah. When
Like,
you go meet the
stop calling
neighbors,
me, click.
when you go meet the neighbors, they'll stop and talk.
Yeah, you're gonna meet someone, even if the door you knocked on didn't talk to you. So what is it, from a door knocking standpoint, what is it that works best for you?
Again, like you said, the face-to-face, they typically don't close the door in your face, and they'll tell you anything. People, like, if you just ask a question like, how's the neighborhood, whatever, they'll tell you about Miss Jones down the street who left their dog crap everywhere. They'll tell you about, no, seriously, they'll tell you about, well, this old guy used to own this home, but it's been vacant for like the past 2 years. the daughter comes and takes a look at it every now and then.
Yeah.
They'll tell you everything.
Absolutely.
So, a question about that. So, I've read that there's certain kind of do's and don'ts, right, with the door-to-door. One of the don'ts is, you don't want to come with two pairs of guys, right? A pair of guys, because it's more intimidating to some homeowners. Another is, don't pull up with a big, like fancy car or something like that. You want to look like you're, part of the, just average Joe. You don't want to look like, you're too intimidating. Have you followed any of those? Do those, resonate with you, or is it just like, whatever?
Be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Always be yourself.
Be yourself.
When you go out there, again, you're making your brand. I'm not telling you to take your 5 Series out there, but be yourself. If you're out there working, be out there working. I listen to people. So, what do you drive to work every day?
Personally drive?
You don't have to tell
I
me.
take the bus.
So when you're out there and you're driving around and you're talking to people, most of those people doing the same thing. And when you start a conversation, hey, I just got off the bus. They came out here to find a piece of property. It doesn't matter what you're driving. You let them know I take a bus too. I'm just like you. You just be yourself. Everybody has a story and they'll tell you what to do, what not to do, what worked for them. Be yourself. I had a friend I just talked to today. I told him, don't listen to what I do. Do what you do, find out what works, and keep doing that.
That's good. So there are a couple of things that I would say that are kind of across the board. The two males things, you're already kind of big. You don't need two of you. So having a female with you is always good. I would recommend team up with a female because they're much better looking through peephole or through a Ring app. So you knock on the door and you back away. You don't want to be right there where they can't even open the door. So if you notice, I'm sure that if you own or if you're anywhere where someone comes to the door and they're selling something, they're basically standing on the steps. They're not right in your face. They're not holding the door open. They'll talk to you through glass. And you also want to match or mirror the neighborhood you're in. And I don't care. Jeans and a button down. Don't come out there flossing with a tie on and $400 boots, unless that's your brand. Now, we got Anali at our office, not in our office, but with Keller Williams, he has always wore a big 10-gallon cowboy hat, and that's part of his brand. When he passes you with a car, that's what he looks like. So if you're planning on looking a certain way and dressing a certain way, smelling a certain way, let that be part of your brand. If you push a 7 Series BM or you're pulling up in a Chevette, that's who you are. I would park around the corner and walk. You don't park in front of every house, you walk in a block. So like when we did the hard hat, we were gonna walk from there and walk around the neighborhood. And we were gonna come back over here. So once you go to do a wholesale deal to write the contract and stuff, I wouldn't pull up in your freshest whip because they're already, possibly in a bad place. And they're like, man, you rob people all the time, don't you? So I would highly recommend that you don't do that. That's not good. That's all the way to a realtor too. I know we all like to have a Mercedes-Benz. Don't pull up in your nicest car when you're taking a listing. Yes.
I would just say from my experience, driving for dollars this weekend, be mindful of how you look when you're out because people will try to attack you or, come at you. It depends on where you're at. Like,
You didn't get attacked.
No, but I'm walking down the street and people are like, hey, how you doing? Just be mindful of
Were you
how
by
you look.
yourself?
I was with another one, I was with my
Okay.
aunt, so, 2 women walking down the street.
2 women should be fine.
Well, depending on the neighborhood you're in, just be careful, don't, wear watches and all that,
Yes.
be careful.
Jewelry. I wouldn't even walk around with your purse.
Right, because
You know.
you're really walking in a neighborhood,
Yeah.
so you don't know what you might come
So
across.
prospecting is the best. I would highly recommend get good at cold calling, door knocking. That's the way to do it. The other things get you to the door of the calls. That's the fastest way to get business. Yes.
My question, when I get to the door, I used to sell curfew vacuum cleaners and all kinds of things. I'm knocking on the door.
So you good at sales.
Okay, so my question is,
that's what we go through in scripts. I would recommend that, and that's why I asked him what he does. I always come with a piece of value. I'm not about to come empty-handed. I'm about to ask you a whole bunch of questions about your personal life and your most expensive, cherished piece of real estate, and about all your neighbors. I better have something of value to give you first. And when you give, you get. So I usually come and let them know that, hey, we just finished a investment around the corner. We're about to finish. Want to let you know that that's going to be coming on the market, and we just want to know who you know that may be selling next, because I know that someone's about to also sell, and maybe you know somebody that's also having some problems.
So I'm getting leads.
Yeah, so, and then they may say, you know what, the lady over here, I think I saw them moving, or they just moved in, or something's going on over there. It's like, you know their name, you take names. And then you also want to provide them with, if you know someone that's looking to buy in this neighborhood, I've got a property, and give them a flyer. What I do as a realtor is I tell them what the value of their home is. Not sure if anybody's shared with you what the values are in this neighborhood now. However, here goes the information on your neighborhood. This is what the values are going. And I know that you bought your house about 10 years ago, so you know that you got about $100,000 worth of, equity. Or I'm passing out the exact same thing to everybody. So you give value. You become a resource for them, because a lot of people don't have someone that they can trust, and you want to immediately attempt to find, to break into that trust area. Like, hey, you can trust me with all your stuff, and you got to ask the right questions. So we go through a lot of that. We won't be able to go through that right now, but that's the kind of stuff that we really dive into, because it's important to know you're gonna have tough skin real fast, because you're gonna get a lot of no's. You're gonna have people like, stop knocking on my door, especially if it's in a hot market. They're used to getting knocked on the door. All right, so marketing, I try to stay away from this. I don't recommend. You'll learn from me real soon that I try to keep you from spending a lot of money, because there's ways to do all of this better, cheaper. If you just go out there and say, you know what, I'm gonna spend $8,000 next week and get me some lists. I'm gonna get me, I'm gonna get a list. Shoot, that might be $8,000. I'm gonna get me a dialer. I'm gonna get me I'm gonna put an ad in the newspaper. I'm gonna buy all my bandit signs, and you're gonna have all your money spent, and you're gonna hope that someone reads your ad, checked out your direct mail. What happens to most direct mail that you get? Trash. I mean, I stand over my trash can. I'm like, so direct mail is great when you're passing it directly to a man or a female. Go.
I heard that if you write personalized letters, handwritten, that it's more likely.
Absolutely is. However, everybody's doing that. So a person who just got on the list for pre-foreclosure, how many personalized letters they get? I represent a lot of them. They have a bag full of them at the door. Like, I stopped reading. So, I mean, hundreds. Hundreds.
How do you feel about those signs that are, we buy your
Bandit
home?
signs?
We buy your home, not buy your
Yeah,
home.
those are bandit signs. So bandit signs work in some markets. Prince George's County, I mean, you're gonna be cluttered up. DC, there's no place really to put them. Charles County, they hardly remove them. But Prince George's County, you've got to put them down Friday after 5 and pick them up before 8 on Monday, or the county's gonna throw them away, and then your $100, $200, $300 is gone. You got to do it again next week. So I would follow people that you call the bandit signs and let them know that you're interested in buying. Use their bandit signs for your resources.
So, the young lady mentioned a little earlier, Bigger Pockets. That's
Yes.
one of the sites that pushes that as a strategy hard. But I mean, then there's other,
What,
venues that
the
pushes
handwritten?
Well,
the
it
yellow-
pushes the
yellow
idea of
notes.
just doing mailers, right?
Yes.
But they push a lot of these ideas, right? Bandit signs, whatever. My point is though that, that's one side of it, and then you got other folks that'll discourage it. My thought is, I realize that any of these strategies can be successful if you stick with them and you're following up. Say if you're doing the mailers, you're following up with another mailer the next month. You're following up with the next mailer. But is your thought, you should concentrate on those that are not gonna, be as.
If you have the
expensive?
resources to create a plan that you can do this, and it's like a 6-month plan. You don't put them out this weekend and you got all the deals you need. You're good. No. you wanna literally get mind share in a market. So you're gonna go find a market that makes sense to you, and then you're going to beat that market up with mailers, door knocking, phone calls, and bandit signs. And that's gonna be all you do. And you're just gonna do it, and do it, and do it, and after about 6 months, about 4 months, you might finally get a couple of calls that are kinda interesting. About 6 months, you're gonna get that first deal. However, if you're not knocking on them doors and saying, hey, I'm sure that you've seen my signs, I'm sure that did you get my flyer from last week? I sent some flyers out on reference to a deal I'm doing around the corner. Did you get my mailer? I buy homes. Knock, 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 knock. And you're taking notes. So every time that you're meeting someone, they're now in your database, and you're communicating with them differently. Because once you can talk to them on social media and in email, that's a different conversation. So, but you gotta get them there. Newspaper, nah. I've got a friend that sends 20,000 pieces out a month. He's always doing business. However, he's got a budget where he can send 20,000 pieces out a month. That's a lot of money. However, he makes a lot of money also.
What's his conversion rate?
I mean, he might do 10 deals. Yeah, so from all those mailers. Yeah. So, I mean, it's real low. It's lower than internet marketing. However, he's not online. I mean, no, he directs everything to his one website, and everything comes through that. Networking, groups like this, events, spheres, develop a dream team. The dream team is important because the dream team helps you work. You get to work their network also. So just think if all of us were on the same team, and we all decided that we were going to do 100+ deals this year, and we all learned all of the techniques necessary to cold call, door knock, do CMAs, estimate renovation costs, and we did all the things necessary to determine exactly who we should call, where we should be determining that, because the spread and numbers and the margins make sense. And we determined it was about 1,500 homes, and we said, okay, we need to talk to them all by the end of this month. And we just looped that over and over and over again. We closed way more than 100 transactions in that market this year. It's just that, I mean, it's that simple. So your dream team needs to be working for you and with you. Your title company, your agent, your lender, your contractor. All of the pieces need to be coming together and helping you build your sphere and work your sphere. And you'll turn around and it's like, man, I got way too many deals. Y'all need some deals? And then you start selling the deals you can't handle. There's plenty of investors out there that run across, man, I just came across a deal, but I've got my plate full. Do you know somebody that's trying to? Yeah, it happens all the time. I love crumbs that fall off of somebody's plate that's eating real well. Yes.
I know this is for like talking to directly to home buyers, homeowners, but say if you want to do multifamily or commercial and you want to get in touch with that homeowner who might not live in the building, how can you contact them?
Those are absentee owners or out-of-state owners. There's a resource to grab that information. Their contact information in most cases is public record.
I mean, I use Reonomy, so I have those information, but like you're saying, don't, I mean, not saying, but you're suggesting, you know, try different avenues, but I'm saying, what would be the best thing if I can't directly talk to that person and knock on their door?
Oh, no. Yeah, that's a mail. Yeah. Absentee owners are definitely, that's what you were doing, right? Mailers. And then they call you and you have a great conversation. Yeah. No, most of the time it's not a great conversation. And that's the reason why you gotta have tough skin. I mean, first, you send out a lot of stuff that just gets thrown away, and then you got people that are just mad that you're sending them stuff. And then finally you get one person that says, you know, I'm talking to 20 people this weekend, can you come out? And then you finally talk to that one person that you actually break through and had a great conversation and meet them and close the transaction. However, it's a numbers game, and you gotta figure